I carried RoseQuartz for 7 days and I noticed a lot of changes with this crystal. Hey guys, it's me, Chrissy here, and I'm going to be sitting here speaking on my experience with rose quartz and also carrying this crystal with 7 days and what I noticed. Okay. So, this is my beautiful crystal right here, my beautiful rose quartz. Take a look. She is so big. Not all the time I carry to be a big piece like this, but I just want to adore her. So I carried this crystal no matter what size it was. I carried it for 7 days and I noticed a lot of changes that was mind blowing. And I would say this was also in the beginning of my journey starting with crystals. So I experienced a more like emotional calmer side to me with race course. And what I mean by that is I realized I was more at peace every time I either wore it as a jewelry or carried the stone with me, Like I said, not all the time I carried the stone with me because it's big, it's heavy, you know what I mean? But I did realize, oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I did realize that, rose quartz brings a calming energy to my aura where I'm at peace within myself. And when I'm out and about, I'm also feeling joyful and happy, calm. This bright energy surrounding me. And at first I wasn't thinking anything other, you know what I mean? But I realized why every time when I have this with me, I'm feeling like super positive, super confident, super happy, just all of the above, you know what I mean? So I realized that's something that I noticed with rose quartz when I first started working with it after programming it, cleansing it and charging it, I realized it started to bring more positive, and light energy towards me. And I won't say it was my player. I won't say that's the biggest thing, but it was definitely useful because sometimes I'm very anxious when I'm out. I'm very paranoid about my surroundings. And this, like I said, do bring a calming effect. Another thing that I realized with working with the rose quartz for 7 days is that a lot of strangers was literally complimenting me, or they would sit here and just say good morning out of nowhere. Mind you, I used to work a job where I would be out early, like I would say around 5 o'clock in the morning, headed to work. And I'm sorry for the noise we got here in the video, but I would be out at 5 o'clock heading to work. Mind you, strangers, I mean, not strangers, it's saying, mind you, I'm not Jesse, no nothing, I'm looking regular, degular. Regular strangers that I do not know was literally saying good morning, have a nice day, complimenting me, just saying positive things, you know what I mean? Mind you, I'm walking and minding my business and people will literally just say hi to me, compliment me, sit here and say they hope I have a good day. Mind you, it's 5 in the morning where it's still kind of dark out. If it's not daylight savings in New York, it's still dark out at 5. So that's something that I realized is that a lot of people would just be saying nice compliments, saying nice things to me. And I'm just like, oh, wow, this didn't start until I started to use this crystal right here. Usually, before I started to work with rose quartz, I wasn't experiencing any of that. Once I started to carry rose quartz with me for 7 days, for the whole 7 days, that's all I experienced was people just being randomly nice to me, saying nice things to me. One time I even got a free drink. Like, it was literally a free coffee, and I'm not fancy or anything, but, they was like, "Oh, it's on the house," mind you, it was not an issue, wrong issue, with my order or anything, and it was like a little cafe, and I put in my order, I went to pay, they was like, "Oh, no, it's on the house, I hope you have a good day," and I was just like, "Oh, okay, thank you." I didn't second, guess or anything, I was just like, "Okay, shoot, do your magic, work your magic, girl." Thank you. But I realized that, if I go places, like I said, I'm getting a lot of compliments, people just being overly nice and positive and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Another thing that I realized with, excuse me, I just finished getting over the cold too. Another thing that I realized with rose quartz is when you sleep with it, you have a lot of dreams that is associated with water. And what I mean by that, water is associated with emotions. It's like in tarot cards, and other things. Water is definitely associated with emotions. So I would have a lot of dreams where I'm either, in the water or out of the water, like floods or me swimming in a pool and stuff. It was really weird, but I didn't start getting vivid dreams like that until I started to sleep with rose quartz under my pillow. You know what I mean? It was pretty intense dreams. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? Some of them was like drowning dreams. Some of them was just like regular dreams that deals with water though. But I realized my dreams was definitely vivid as well. Um, what else did I notice with rose quartz? There's so much that I noticed. Actually, I wrote it in my notes. Let's see if I can remember.
5 days. I haven't sweat in weeks.
Oh, that's another thing that I realized with rose quartz. Old people from my past would try to reconnect with me. Now, this crystal is definitely known for doing that, and that's definitely something that I actually experienced, where old people from my past would try to literally come out. And that was a no-no for me. I was like, oh, no, 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 we ain't doing that. I'll let you do everything else, but we ain't doing that. I'm not trying to reconnect with nobody. Oh, you feel what I'm saying? And that's something that I realized, like, the crystal was to hear and do. And please, do it all day. Sorry, guys, give me 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, and I'm getting disturbed in the video. But another thing that I realized, like I said, was old people from my past wanting to reconnect with me, either the message or, at the time TikTok. When I started working with, Rose Quartz, I realized people from my past would hit me up, and I'm just like, whoa, like I haven't spoke to you in years. You get what I mean? So this crystal definitely have the energy to bring people that you don't want back or do want back, into your life. But it's something I didn't want, so that was a no-no for that crystal. But I did realize that's something else that went on when I started working with Rose Quartz for 7 days. Another thing that I realized was I was able to sit here and think more positive. I had to write down everything that I experienced with Rose Quartz so I don't forget. The last thing that I experienced with Rose Quartz is it healed my depression. Excuse me. It would be moments. I don't know if it was like seasonal depression or I don't know how to explain it, but I wasn't a frequent, depressed person who's depressed every day, every month, or every year. It would come when I guess it chooses to, you know what I mean? And it won't necessarily be anything, don't quote me on this, because I'm not sure, but I don't remember it being anything to cause my depression. But it would be moments where I would carry this rose quartz with me and I would say when I was depressed, it healed me. Like when I felt alone and abandoned, this crystal, for some reason, it felt like if it was like a guardian angel or a spirit that was with me, bringing me comfort and making me feel like someone is there. I just can't see them. And what I mean by that is I could be depressed right now. Once I put my hands on this crystal and work with it throughout the day, I'm not feeling alone. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling this loving energy, this positive energy. I feel like someone is, it- invincible that is next to me that I just, like I said, can't see them. But it's like, it feels like their arms is around me, making me feel loved. And that's something that I've definitely realized with Rose Course is that it will really heal my depression when I'm going through it. Or if I'm not even going through depression, I'm just sad or not having the best day ever. Rose quartz will literally be the fix to my problems. Let me tell you. So that is another thing that I also realized with rose quartz. Now, I want you guys in the comment section to sit here and let me know your experience with the rose quartz, whether it was similar to mine or if you had something totally different. Comment your experience with rose quartz down below. Also, if you felt like you can resonate with this video, let me know. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. If you come across this video, show some love. Okay, promote some love. You see this baby, promote some love. Okay, like and comment, and like I said, subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Bye.